The sheep out in the meadow and the coyote in the corn.
So, who is a witcher? We will dive into this question. A witcher is a concept. It is actually an idea. Defender, protector, monster hunter, human who is not a human at all. So he can understand beyond humanity. To achieve this level, witchers were created as we know them. Mutated individuals with one goal in mind: elimination of every living monster. Typically, road to becoming a witcher starts with a young child. Only boys around 4 to 7 years old are taken by witchers from orphanages, from roads. They are found in abandoned villages or rescued during times of war. Many tales, but actually the same story. In rare cases, a witcher claims a boy by the use of the law of the surprise. After that comes the brutal training, mainly physical exercises, ruthless discipline, uncompromising selection. But make no mistake, it's not only about the endurance, strength, and agility. Training is there to root out emotions, to make the boys as uncompromising as it's possible. And obviously, in the end, it's all mixed with swordplay, making the best boys masters in the art of killing with a blade. What comes later are the trials. Depending on the candidate, one can go through 1 up to 3 trials, the first one being mandatory. The trial of grasses, that's the main one. Painful and risky, makes alteration to the human body that give the traditional witcher abilities, sharpens the senses, speeds up the metabolism, gives control over one's eyes, making them cat-looking. The price of this alteration is quite high. A witcher loses his sexual desires and abilities to breed offspring. As well, his physical appearance changes. The process is a kept secret. One fact we do know, that it can be lethal. 6 out of 10 subjected to the test die during the procedure. Trial of dreams. It's an optional trial used if there are any doubts about the mutation. The dreams are the memories from before the trial of grasses. This trial is used only on children to confirm that there is no thoughts of the previous life left. And finally, the trial of mountains. Very rare cases of use are known. As well, it is a confirmation test. It is said that only a witcher can withstand whatever the trial actually is. One thing that is not really certain is the order. In some cases, it looks like the training precedes the trials. In other fragments of the stories, it looks like the trials are happening somewhere in the middle. It is safe to say the training of a witcher can take up to 10 years. So a boy of 5 becomes a witcher around his 16th to 19th birthday. A graduate is given 3 things: 2 swords, metal and silver, and a medallion. There are 3 known schools that trained witchers: the school of the griffin, the school of the cat, and the school of the wolf. Only the last still functions at Caer Moran in Kedwen. Other 2 are known to be non-functional, and we have no knowledge about the seats that were occupied by the facilities of those schools. For the purpose of games, one last school was introduced, the School of the Viper, initiated and shattered south, most possibly in Nilfgaard. In terms of origin, witches are orders branching out of druid gatherings. In the books, the School of the Wolf organizes witches and druids that perform the actual mutation. And yes, the druids are human, even if they are part of the order. And there is also knowledge the witchers possess. Knowledge about monsters above all, but also nature, alchemy, magic, and secret laws that govern the world. Last thing is the Witcher Code, a set of rules that governs the problematic situations in a witcher's life. The whole text is not known, but we know one very powerful phrase: a witcher can't attack a human unless he is defending himself. They trape the countryside, obtrusive and shameless. In their own right, only evil tracking, werewolf killing, wraith killers. They are stealing the payment from good folk and gullible people, and so they move on to commit related crimes elsewhere. Easiest way for them to commit those crimes is to find the cottage of an honest and simple man, who all his misfortune easily blames on magic, monsters and tax collectors. Instead of praying to the gods, instead of temple worshipping, the simpleton is ready to give up his last penny to the Witcher, vile and twisted as he is, believing that the mutant can prevent a disaster. Quote from Blood of the Elves.